Hello, quilting friends. It is Tuesday, and I am here in my home studio in my whirlwind month of November, where I'm gone for 5 days, then home for two, then gone for 5 days and home for two. So I have time to sleep in one day, catch up on doctor appointments, do my laundry, get some paperwork done, and go back out the door. So it's a really fun time of the year. A lot of cool stuff happens, but it's a bit of a whirlwind. So let me pull up my notes and see what we're going to talk about today because I did write it down. Let's see. Facebook Live. Where is that? Here we go. So I just got home from Bits and Pieces, which is in New Hampshire, and I've been friends with Liz, who owns that store, for nearly 20 years. Um, it's just so much fun teaching there. It's a great time, great people, and had a blast. It's like going home. So I'm home from home, and it was wonderful. The hard part is the students, they're like old friends, and then they're new students, then they're like new friends. And then I come home and I have to leave my friends behind. So thank you for being my friends here. I'm on my way to Pocono Sew and Vac, and that is in beautiful East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. And it's a really, really nice shop. And it's like got high ceilings and a big old building and an older. It's just a really cool place, and they've got a lot going on. I just saw a post that one of their employees did of a costume that she had made. So like really cool sewing stuff there and cool fabric stuff. And I believe it's a hands-on class, so I'm going to have machines there, so everybody who goes gets to touch a machine instead of going, look, you can do it here, come and try. This is what we're doing as far as a class goes, so it's pretty exciting that way. So that's what I'm headed there tomorrow, and then I'll be back, and then I'm headed to Syracuse, and then I'll be back, and then I'm headed back to New Hampshire, and then I'll be home for Thanksgiving. So kind of rush, rush, rush. And at the same time, oh, where is my book? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. I bought a thing. I bought a Hello Kitty 2026 calendar. It has a really cute little Hello Kitty bookmark in it. Had to do it. So now I have my markers and all my color coding in here. So I have my 2026 calendar all set. So I have a bunch of different markers for different things on there. And if you are a school supply, office supply person like me, I'm in heaven right now. Let me get my cup. So in my travel bag, I have a Hello Kitty cup. Thank you, Melissa. My friend Melissa gave me this. And then I have all the different markers for all the different things that it means. So pink is fun, like vacation. Purple is when I'm at my sister's, because purple is her favorite color. And I go to my sister's whenever she's out of town so that I can keep company with my mom. So purple is for my sister. Green is for work. Yellow is for travel, because I've gotten caught before where people say, can you work Monday, Tuesday? And I'm like, sure. And then they say, can you work Wednesday, Thursday? I'm like, sure. But I forget I have to get from one to another. So purple is for travel. I'm sorry, yellow is for travel. And then brown is for medical treatment, because medical treatments are poopy. Sorry about that. So I have my markers and I have things put in for next year. I'm writing some online classes and just, yeah, it's a busy time of paperwork. It's kind of funny how that works, but a lot of time, like more batteries for my mouse, and away I go. Let me go into my chat to see who's here. Is the chat working? No. Where's the chat? Is chat working? It doesn't look like chat's working. I'm sorry, I'm going to be talking to you and I'm not going to get any comments. That's really sad, because apparently it's not hooked up. I don't know why. So if you're leaving comments, I'm sorry that I'm not answering them. Let me pull up my phone, because nothing is showing up on chat for me. Let me see. So Facebook, I'll go to Debbie Brown Quilts. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's see if anybody's here. Nope. Chat amongst yourselves. Still looking. I do have comments. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I can read comments on here. I'm going to turn the volume off so I'm not listening to myself. Let's see. Joan, look forward to seeing you on Thursday as well in Pocono. So yay. New friends I'll get to meet, but I have old friends there too. Not that you're old, but that we're friends. I don't know why the chat's not working. And I don't have another device that I can go to YouTube and see what the comments are there. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to answer your comments. Do you want to see what the comments look like on my end? I can show them on screen. That's what I've got. Oh, I got one. They're not showing up on here, but they're showing up on screen. And Jones didn't show up, so that's weird. So I got a hello from Kalamazoo, Michigan. So I'm not sure why. I don't know what's going on. Technology can be confusing sometime. And I did reboot everything before I started, as I usually do. So anyway, I'll be screaming to the sky and talking to no one because I can't really see what people are saying. Sorry about that. Let me see what else is new and going on. I still blame the AWS outage from a couple weeks ago that made us log out of all of our passwords and change passwords and re-download all of our apps and kept me from working for one of my 2 precious days at home. And Judy and YouTube is saying hello from Ohio. Let's see. What else am I saying here? So that's what's new here. The next thing I have is, what have I purchased since I saw you last? This is going to be a long list. So number 1, I have my new Hello Kitty planner. That makes me very happy. And I already need a nap in March. Some of the months are totally covered. I think June is one we're just not going to talk about. June's pretty covered, but that's the way it is. Sometimes that happens, and I have a really nice life. It's just sometimes my life happens in places that aren't in my house. So I bought that. And then let me find, I've got some new stuff on this chair here to show you. Ramona, hello. I'm glad to see you. So do you ever have the kit that got away? Like you saw it at a quilt shop and you wished you bought it and you didn't? I had one, and then I think I got the last one. So this is called Cascading Colors by Lori Schifrin, and it uses Jason Yenter fabric. So isn't that just gorgeous? Look at all the places to put ribbon candy in there. And then it uses 3 small jelly rolls of really bright Jason Yenter interwoven fabrics from In the Beginning. So I have this kit. It might need to age a little more. I don't think it's going to start just yet. And that's what I bought at the beginning of my week at the quilt shop. And then I saw this. There's more bags. Where is it? This one? So I have Tim Holtz. If you know Tim Holtz, he's a great designer. It's manly. It's manly. It's graphics, it's lettering, it's keyboards, it's maps, it's tickets, it's things like that. But a lot of the stuff of his I've seen is brownie, neutrally, and I kind of like color. Well, at the shop I was at, he has a program this year called Palette, and I think it's a certain number of prints in a different colorway each month. So I walked by the pink colorway and I was sold. So these are numbers and maps. And so of course I needed 16 of these to make cutie quilts. So, but there's like 100 and some of them by the time the year's over. So I bought some pink. I bought some green. I bought some yellow. And there's a purple that the shop didn't have yet. Like there's this, isn't this teal gorgeous? Like look at this. And maps. So it's going to be pink, purple, yellowish neutral. So I put some like orangey butterflies and stuff. And I'll pick up purple when she gets it because I'll be back there again in a couple of weeks. So I bought that. And I was like, well, I showed restraint because I didn't buy them all. I had a half yard of each of those, which will make some cutie quilts. Makes me very happy. Madeline, hello. And Janet, hello in South Carolina. And Ramona, hello. I think you're up in Maine, Ramona, if I'm remembering correctly. So I felt really bad. There was a shop hop going on at the shop. And I carried over this big, tall stack of bolts, said, hi, technically I need a fat eighth. So a 9-inch by 22-inch piece of each fabric. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to have them cut all this fabric. I'll have them cut half yards just in case I need more. So I have that. And then they cut it and I went to pay for it. And I had seen a line the day before because the classroom's in a different building. And then this happened. This is Rachel Rossi, Bee Haven, not behaving, but Bee Haven. So it's butterflies and bees and plants. So this is a butterfly bush and more butterflies and honeycombs and bee. Oh, wait. Oh, here's more of the pink from Tim Holtz. I was like, I thought I bought more pink. So here's pink. And then here's a pink street map. Just gorgeous stuff. So I can't wait to sew that. And then I got more yellows and more butterflies. And here's another map. Okay, so I got butterflies in both. But that's Tim Holtz. This is Rachel Rossi, and this is organic cotton. And so as I was leaving, I felt really bad. But here, cut me a half yard of every single one of these in this line, except the panel. I didn't need the panel because I'm going to make cutie quilts out of it. But are those butterflies? Would those keep you awake at night knowing that you left those trapped in the quilt store and didn't take those home with you? Look at those. Those are magical. So I have that. So that's what I bought. And then when I got home, I got a Primitive Gatherings gift box. I'm in order. Sorry, just a straight order in the mail. So what did I get? Let me find those patterns. All right. A lot going on my kitchen table right now. So I did some pre-orders of an upcoming fabric line. She has a Christmas line coming out like next year. Primitive Gatherings, which is Lisa Bonjean. So I did the pre-order. And then if you order a certain amount, you got a free kit to make this cute little pumpkin wool thing. So you have to buy the right amount to get the free kit. And then there were some patterns of hers that I wanted. This is a charm square pattern called Feed Sack Bonanza. And then this is a 9-patch pattern. But I needed to know the yardage because I liked the way she had it going like color wash. So it goes like color into the middle and back out. So I've bought plenty this week. And I'm on my way to another quilt shop at Pocono Sew and Back. So I think it's going to be an expensive month for me. There are reasons I call teaching volunteer work because technically they pay me, but in reality, I leave the money at the store. So let's see. Margaret, good to catch you live. It's good to be live, so it works out. And in windy Maine, yes. I thought we were going to blow over when I was in New Hampshire. My hotel was in Massachusetts. I sent my grandson a Halloween present and it blew away. Amazon delivered it, but before they could bring it in, it blew away. So his Halloween present, I rebought and it's coming back in because it was a paperback book in one of those flimsy mailers from those bubble mailers. So I'm sure it just is a couple miles away from where it's supposed to be. We got some wind going on in the Northeast right now. Let's see. Is there anybody else? I'm looking at the comments on my phone, on the screen. Let's see what else I have going on. Things that I have started this week is I started a granny patch. So I showed you the granny patch pattern last week, and they were supposed to be cut with 2-inch squares, but since I have boxes upon boxes upon boxes of 2.5-inch squares, um, I made them out of scraps I already had and just cut up the background fabric. So no strip piecing was involved because I have all the squares. And so the way I figured out, the block is 22 inches, the way I make it. So that's 88 inches. And mom likes a certain size bedspread. So if I put 2 inches between 88, and do 4 blocks by 4 blocks, 88, 90, 92, 94, 96, 98. And mom likes a 98-inch bedspread. So I'm going to make 16 granny patch blocks to make a bedspread for my mom. So I started that one. I started a little pullover cap for my grandson that has it's brown, has little bear ears on it. What else did I start? Oh, the Mystery 5-0 that a lot of shops participate in. I'm joined through Bits and Pieces. I'm doing my fabric pool for it because the clue comes out tomorrow morning, and I'm taking my sewing machine to the Poconos with me. So I'm thinking it has a focus fabric rather than a background fabric. It has a focus fabric. And I'm thinking the focus fabric is going to be Hello Kitty. So my colors that go with it are going to be like black, white, red, and pink. And I'll find some way. I have to do a fabric pool on that this afternoon as I'm packing. So I'm working on that. And other things I'll take to the quilt shop, to the hotel with me this week. I think I have a block of the month through Primitive Gatherings that I'll bring with me, some sort of star thing. And then maybe I'll take a kit from there. So I'll show you that as it goes. Follow along on social media and you'll see what all follows me. But I should finish at least one thing before I cut into all of these yummy new fabrics. Is this just the most gorgeous fabric you can even imagine? I think it is. Let me see if I got all those down. Where's my list? There's my list. Granny Patch Mystery 5-0 Bear Hat. Things I've been working on is a block of the month quilt from my guild. They're using nickel squares from Pat Speth. It's a block of the month made for quilt guilds and quilt shops. So I'm taking the first block and I'm making 16 of them. So it's 12 inches. So that's 48 inches, right? So 12 times 4. Then I figure if I put 2 inches on either side, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58 inches. Then I've put a 6-inch border on it. It's 70 inches. So I'm making 16 blocks and then that'll be a quilt. And I think I just finished the 16th block last night. Let's see. Carol, hello in New Jersey. Hi, Carol. I'm glad you're here. So I'm working on that. What else am I working on? Again, the kits for the hotel, things that I'm going to pack for the hotel. But I'm at an acquisition stage right now. I could show you everything I finished last week, but I didn't finish anything. I finished a bag of gummy bears. Does that count? So this is a teaching rather than sewing month for me, but we'll see what I can get done. How are things for you? Are you doing more quilting? Are you doing more buying? My mom is funny. She knows I'm teaching a lot, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sure everyone wants to come and learn how to make Christmas presents." And I'm like, she doesn't really understand the quilting world. We might be thinking about Christmas presents, but nobody's getting them for Christmas. You'll get them later, maybe. We just make stuff to make it whenever we like it and whatever makes us happy. Like this fabric right here makes me so happy. And I know when my sister sees this quilt, she's stealing it because it's really heavy on the purple, because that's what this flower is. And my sister's favorite color is purple. So I have a feeling she's stealing at least one of these quilts. But no, I'm not out there teaching people how to make Christmas presents. I'm just teaching people how to have fun with their craft. I was trying to explain it to my chiropractor, who also has no idea what quilters do, and that we go to take classes to learn how to do things that we love and to have fun and to do them better. But it works. People don't have to understand, because when I get to hang out with all the quilters, sorry, I'm now wanting to fold all the fabric I just disrupted. When I get to hang out with quilters, I hang out with people who get it, and I don't have to explain anything. Let's see, Savannah. Hi, I'm waving back at you. Hello, Savannah. People who understand that when you see this fabric in pink from Tim Holtz, you have to buy it, right? Other people don't understand, but you already have fabric. That's adorable. And what's that got to do with whether I need this fabric or not? Because it's Tim Holtz, who I love his designs, but this time it's all colors. And I love colors like pink. I did look up, I found a shop selling fat quarters of all of the fabrics, and it's like $500. And I sent the link to my husband just to prove to him that occasionally I leave some fabric in the store, that I didn't buy it all, but I could have. Let's see, Ramona, you were in Virginia for 2 weeks and taught my grandson's wife how to do bias binding. That is a nice grandma. And bias binding, do many people do bias binding? I tend to do straight binding unless there are curves unless I cut curves into the quilt, which I don't often do. I try to avoid bias binding. So what a special skill to have and to pass on. Ugh. Sorry, fabric everywhere. But how can I not be touching all of this when it's sitting right in front of me? Maps. I can't wait to make this quilt. I don't even know which one it's going to be. So this is, sorry, it's just a weird time for me where it's more teaching than sewing. So, but I'm not going to be traveling too much other than to my sister's in the winter. So I figure I'll be doing a lot of quilting. And Savannah, you're pretty sure your husband is convinced you didn't leave any fabric for anyone else. Yeah, that's why I sent the picture to my husband saying proof that I do show some restraint, because I'm not sure he thinks I do. Then again, my husband's a video gamer, a music guy. He has his own hobbies, and we're not upset by each other's purchases. It's all fine. I'm just checking comments over on here since they're not all coming through everywhere. But it's nice. As someone told me recently, oh, I'm telling my children to make sure that they're not, my girls, to make sure they're not dependent on anyone. I'm like, I am dependent on my husband. I am dependent completely on him. But he's the right guy, so it's okay. And I could joke with him saying, look at all the fabric I left in the store. So I think the next time we're at quilt stores, we should take a picture as we're walking out the door to prove that we left fabric there. I didn't buy it all. I just rescued a reasonable amount. I couldn't rescue it all. I rescued some of it. So this is the Tim Holtz. So I am going to go continue. I'm going to continue writing things. I got to pack for classes tomorrow. Got some really fun things to do for class, new samples and all of that. So I have to unpack from last week and repack just to make sure I'm bringing the right things and to refill what I'm out of. Savannah, your husband's a gamer too. He's been playing Fallout lately. I don't know. Mine plays Elder Scrolls Online. Lots of games, but Elder Scrolls Online is the one I see most often. And I think this is a nice time for him when I'm gone, 20 out of 28 days or something. He gets a lot of time without me, which means he'll just appreciate me more when I get home. Because I came home on Sunday night and I really needed to put my feet up, because when I stand all day or, when I'm working, my legs swell. I'm in heart failure. I have problems with my legs swelling. And so I'm like, I need to get a drink of water and I need to put my feet up. So I did. And then my husband unpacked my car for me because he's awesome. He was like, oh, I'm going to go do something. Then we'll come back and watch something. It was about 9:15. And by 9:16, I was like this. So I didn't do anything Sunday night. So I'm not much use on the days I'm home, but I rest up so that I'll be in good shape. So to see, uh, to see Joan and my other friends at the Poconos this week. So I'm not much benefit to my husband this month, but I think he's happy because he gets a break from me, but he's also happy because I'm happy. I'm doing what I like doing. So it works out. Savannah, you used to play Elder Scrolls Online too. Yeah. I remember my son and his friends playing Oblivion, which is in the Elder Scroll family, but that was back in like 2007. So it's just a family of games that lives on. So anyway, that's what I've got going on. Still working over that urge to cough from COVID, but otherwise I'm doing great. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a fabulous time, whatever season you're in. If you're in all the outdoor fall stuff or the hiking stuff or putting the garden beds to bed for the winter stuff, or buying fabric or sewing fabric or cooking, or whatever it is you're doing. I hope you're having fun and I hope you're taking care of yourself. Let's see, Ronnie, I should have a shirt made up that said I rescued a reasonable amount of fabric. I like that. I didn't rescue all the fabric, but I rescued some. I rescued a reasonable amount of fabric and I'll sew with it. Carol, Pocono gig looks like all long arm. It is. Do they ever do mid-arm classes? And by me, I'm not sure, but definitely contact the shop because I have my calendar put out for 2026. And I can go and do home machine classes, which I know you've been in my home machine classes, Carol, or stationary long arm classes or whatever, because my calendar is starting to fill up for 2026 now. I was just on a conference with a shop scheduling a whole series of events for next year. And yeah, contact your shop and see, let them know I'm willing to travel. I have paperwork and contracts. So I'm willing to go wherever I can drive. Flying, I'm still kind of limited on just because it's really hard to move all that luggage. But from Indiana to Virginia to Maine is the part of the country I can take care of. I think I will have a couple flights for events next year, but the ones that are anywhere from Indiana to Virginia all the way up to Maine, I can, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Maryland, Virginia, all of that. So call the shop and make a request. And Carol, lots domestic. Yeah, I love domestic teaching. I love teaching on domestic machines, on stationary long arms and long arms. And Carol, Pocono is your shop. Talk to the boys and see what they can do. Because it's not a bad drive. I like that I'm leaving early in the day just because we had a time change since I last saw you. Are we done with that? Am I old enough that we can be done with time changes? Because like, why is it midnight? Like soon, the sun's almost down. But it's only like a 2-hour drive for me to get there, maybe. But I'm trying to do it in daylight, and the daylight goes away at 5. So not happy about that. I whine about that every year. Aren't there enough of us that we could vote? I mean, today's election day. Are there enough of us in the States that we can vote to stop changing the clocks? My daughter's baby is 4 months old, and they're just surviving his first time change because he's up at 4 now instead of 5. Savannah, you've never tried quilting with your domestic. You use an APQS Millie. It's a wonderful machine. I started hand quilting, then went to long arm quilting, then went to stationary long arm quilting, and then went to home machine quilting, and now I do them all. Except hand quilting. I don't really do much of that anymore. Check out a lot of my YouTube. Most of my YouTube videos are on home machine quilting, so you can check that out. If you're interested in home machine, I have home machine classes online. And if you want to do something that I did on a home machine, here's the easy trick. If I'm doing it on a home machine, I stitch it from the top to the bottom because that's the way a sewing machine works. You push fabric through it. Doing it on a long arm machine, I turn it sideways and stitch left to right. Savannah, which do you like best? Yes, I like them all. Not so much the hand quilting because I'm missing this joint, and I slammed this finger in a door last week, so this joint's not working, and that joint is these two joints are permanently damaged. So the hand quilting can be a bit of a challenge for me, but otherwise, I like long arm quilting, I like stationary quilting, and I like home machine quilting. It's like asking me which of my children is my favorite, and I used to have one. It used to be my son, but now that my daughter's reproduced, she's back in the running. My favorite children are the ones that gave me grandchildren. But now they've all given me grandchildren, so I like them all. So Linda, hi, it's good to see you. And Carol, no time changes. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. I knew that was a softball question that not many people are going standing on the, but the farmers, I've never understood what it did for the farmers, but why we all have to suffer. Carol, Debbie's classes are amazing. Oh, you're too kind, Carol. Thank you so much. I have fun at them, and I try to make sure you have fun at them too, and that you go home with some confidence to go quilt. Annette, hello in Kissimmee, Florida. Hi. My watch, I don't have my watch because it didn't charge the other night. Now it's on another charger. I think we're only 52 degrees is our high today, so you're probably still warmer than that, but we can go outside in June without dying, and I don't think you can. So enjoy having better weather, and you're coming to the end of hurricane season. So congratulations on that. I think you get a couple months off, but enjoy the weather down there. And Savannah, nice. Yes, I don't have a favorite. I don't. My machines all make quilts. My children all make people. So no favorite children, no favorite machines. They all do it. They all do the thing. I usually choose what machine I'm going to quilt on based on what I need to teach it on, what I need to film it on, and that usually informs my decision of what machine I'm going to be quilting on. Savannah, supposed to be a 72 for a high today in Missouri, back to cold tomorrow. So you're near Kansas City. Let's see, the shop I would go to in Kansas City was Olathe. I think that she might have I think Debbie might have closed the shop last year. It's a rumor I heard, not sure, but I used to go to is that Quilter's Haven in Olathe, Kansas, not Missouri. And let's see, Heather, hello from Melbourne. You finally made a live. Is it 4 o'clock in the morning where you are? I'm trying to figure out the time change because it's 2:30 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. And we change times. And I'm not sure that you do, but I know you're pretty much on the other side of the world. So you're up way too early for me, girl. Last Wednesday, I had an 8 a.m. doctor appointment on the computer, and I had to get up at 7:30. Now, that's early for me. I know it's not early for people, but it's early for Princess. And then the doctor didn't show up, so I sat there for 45 minutes. And then I had another appointment to go to, and as I was furious and frustrated that I got up early for nothing. And I'm like, well, at least I'm up early to go to the next appointment. It canceled too. So the world conspired to make me wake up at an indecent time, 7:30 in the morning. It's early for me. Let's see, Shannon, you finally caught me live. I'm glad I'm live. You can catch me. And Heather, it's 7. Okay, not so bad. So the time change must have smushed us closer together rather than further apart. I don't understand how time zones work, and then you throw time changes in it, and it really messes me up. I've said it before. One of the hardest time zone problems I had was in Adelaide. It was a half-hour time zone. It was before I had the smartphone and the watch that changed times automatically. And I said, I'm just going to be in my hotel room. Whenever you need me, you knock on the door and I'll be ready. Because I had no idea, does it go a half hour this way? Does it go a half hour that way? And how do I do the math on my watch on the fly? So not so much smart with time zones. And when I teach in other time zones, which I do, I remember calling a shop in Wisconsin going, are you guys on? So I went, they were 1 hour off, I think, but I went 2 hours off and then I went in the wrong direction. So I was 3 hours early for class. Like the class was supposed to be at 7 and at 4 o'clock going, are you guys okay? Whenever it was really going to be 8 for me, but 7 for them, but I was there at 5. I do some things really well, but time zones are not one of them. and time changes are even worse. Shannon, you're in Louisiana. Lois Ann is in Louisiana too. She's near New Orleans. And I think you're an hour off in Louisiana. Hour off. I'm East Coast, so you're um, you're central, and then I'm confused at that point. But anyway, I'm going to go do some packing. I'm going to go do some paperwork, and I will be putting stuff on social media as I'm making it. But thanks for stopping in for a visit. If you get to stop in for a visit at one of my live events, I'd love to say hi to you there. And if not, I will be back again right here next Tuesday, 2:30 New York time. You have to look it up to see what time it is where you are. Just look up what time is it in New York and make it work, because I'm not smart enough to figure it out for everybody. Sad but true story. But I will see you next Tuesday, 2:30, and I'll show you all the things that I rescued from the quilt shop this week, and maybe a thing or two that I actually made. We'll see. But until I see you again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and happy quilting, everyone.